Hey, what's up, everybody? We are live now. This is Zachary Hogan from Trading Group, and today I'm just going to talk about a few things that I've been receiving in Facebook messages, emails, and we're also going to take a look at the AUD and Euro AUD trade alerts that came through on Sunday market open. So, as always, trading does involve risk. Do not risk more than you're willing to lose. And any ideas that I'm sharing here with you now, it's simply opinions. It's not recommendations. So, just keep that in mind and trade with caution as always. So again, welcome everybody. This wasn't necessarily a planned session. And, with that being said, we are going to be taking a look at the charts in just 1 minute. I just got to push this out, make sure that everybody has access to it. And it will be recorded as well if you have to go. I can expect this will be maybe 30 minutes or so. And again, if you guys do have questions, you can always feel free to ask. I'll be watching the YouTube chat and also my Facebook inbox. So hopefully, you guys managed to hop in those trades. They were beautiful. Myself personally, I managed to collect 120 pips, and I'll be showing you guys exactly, how things could have played out. And I also just want to talk about the idea of taking profit in just a few minutes. So again, this session in particular, it was not within the schedule. However, we do have a few up and coming things this week. We have a community session tomorrow at 4 p.m. for our pro members. We also have on Wednesday, 9:45 a.m. we'll be going live. Eddie Viteri is going to be joining us, and we're going to be trading the Canadian overnight rate, doing an analysis on that. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see you guys there. I'm excited to see, that play out. I anticipate it will be a big news. And for those of you who haven't got the event, I'll post the link to that at the end of this stream, or you can just go on our Trading Group fan page. You'll be able to see the Canada overnight rate live analysis, and you can find further details within there. So what I'm going to do right now, I am going to switch over to my chart. If I could get a yes or two that you guys could see it, it would be amazing. And I'm also going to just double confirm myself. So just bear with me for a moment. And again, guys, it's great to see you all here. I know that that these spontaneous sessions can sometimes be a little bit difficult to hop onto because you won't find them in the Trade and Pro schedule. But for the ones that we do schedule up there, you can see there are a couple events already planned out moving forward with April in mind. So just make sure that you check it out. Make sure that you guys have an account on Trade and Pro. You can check out the schedule for, even with a completely free account, and there is no issues. So it seems like the screen is sharing for me. I have gotten a yes here on Facebook, so we're going to just proceed. So what you're looking at right now is my AUD/USD chart. We're on Thinkorswim, and the lines that are up here right now with this entry at 7,600, this was actually a signal that we discussed last week. And as you can see, the first take profit up here at 7,635, it was hit. It was a nice trade. Unfortunately, these other two take profit levels weren't hit. We already discussed that. And as you can see where we're at now, we're basically at that exact same price. So what I want to do is I want to actually remove these drawings, and just for a few reasons. First and foremost, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to actually put up where the entry zone was for the latest signal. So when the market opened this week at 5:12 p.m., we sent out an alert from the software to buy AUD/USD at 7,550 or lower. So that is right about there, just a little bit off. So we're gonna do it nice and precise. We'll show the name, we'll show the price, put our entry there, and let's just do this. Let's make it look all nice. Okay, so there's our entry. And remember, this did come out at market open. So if we want to just zoom in, really close, we could, but market open is right here. Okay, so we are on the hour chart right now, and you can see that we had about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had about 6 hours in total where it was actually below the entry zone. There was a maximum drawdown of potentially about 25 pips, but that's something that you have to be ready for. Now, when it came to the actual first target level, we were looking at 7,600. So basically where the price is now. So I will just add another price level just to make it easier for you guys and do the same thing. Target 1. Let's put it right on the dot at 7,600. And we'll make it green because it was hit. We also sent out a trade on the Euro AUD, which we will discuss in a minute. But this was the first target. Now, for those of you guys who did hop in this trade, you managed to incur perhaps a 20 to 25 pip drawdown. Perhaps you got better entries. Myself personally, I executed my positions as soon as the market opened, regardless of the extra spread. And that was it. I set my trades, I set my take profit, I set my stop loss, and set it and forget it. So I wasn't actually around to enter at a better position. I just have my original one down here. I'm also still holding a swing trade, but again, I will talk about that a little bit later. And we managed to collect a nice 50 pips, maximum potential. Let's say if you entered right at the entry of, we're looking at about 72 pips. So that right there, again, we had some strong rejection up at this 762 zone. So what could the price do now? If you had joined us last week when I analyzed this pair, you would have seen my personal bias to come up here to the 773 zone. Again, the market likes to take its time, do its thing. And in the next couple of hours, would I be surprised if, with this rejection in mind, we see price come back down to this 757, 7575 zone, touch the area that we have, touch our 200 moving average, a nice little confluence going on. I'm not even going to put up a Fibonacci. There's no need to go too crazy into the analysis because I see this as a very valid scenario. Perhaps we have the price come back down, dip a little bit below the moving average, and then continue on in the original upside direction. And the alert that was sent out, it did state that you could buy the AUDUSD at 755 or lower, but keep in mind that these positions could potentially be held past the original take profit at 7,600. If you're like myself, and like I mentioned, I do have some swing trades open, and I'll actually throw those up here for you guys right now. On the AUDUSD from April 1st, I have a buy at 76175. So let me just throw that in here right now. And, again, with everything that you're learning, with everything that we teach, ultimately trading is about finding your style, finding what works for you. I personally feel that the risk to reward ratio from sitting in front of the charts for even an hour a day and scalping or doing whatever you need to do, it could pay off greatly. But when it comes to swing trades, the set it and forget it mentality, I absolutely love that as well. I'm seeking more pips, potentially from these trades. So let me just label all this up for you guys. And there we go. So this is my swing entry on this. So as you can see, I am in a little bit of drawdown right now. I have had, a nice amount of drawdown, about 110 pips. So what does that mean? What does it mean when you're incurring drawdown? How do you manage your risk? How do you effectively make money even throughout these periods of drawdown? Because like I mentioned, I've been holding this position since April 1st. So That's quite a bit back here. It's over here. So I would have entered right around here, and could have collected some nice profit on that. Still holding through. However, with that in mind, I had still managed to collect pips throughout this, regardless of this position being opened. And that's what you should aim to do. Even if the price does what I'm anticipating it to do, dip back down to the 7575 area, I'll have a buy limit there. I'll have a nice little stop loss on that. And, that can be another entry. This isn't a crazy position size. This is only 0.5. So why not take another 0.5 down here? Trade my full lot, get the trade in, and still collect pips throughout those times of drawdowns. You have to know, according to your plan, what you're willing to risk and what you're looking to make. I have so many people who me every single time that a trade alert is sent out. If there's 10 pips of drawdown, there's no need to stress about if you should close the trade or hold through. Obviously, the market is going to do whatever it wants to do. We're all going to have different risks. We're all going to have different account sizes. We're all going to have different ideas in our own mind of what we'll be happy with when it comes to taking profit. Now, with that in mind, don't let drawdown, don't let fear or greed, especially, get in the way of you collecting pips. For people who say don't trade on Sunday, I mean, I technically traded on Sunday, even though it was only for about 5 minutes between checking out my own analysis, checking out where price opened at, checking out what the software was saying, and then pushing that out to everybody. With these opinions on where price could go, should you not feel confident in that? Should you feel that you have a strong zone down at a 753, 752, and rather than entering at 755, you're going to put a buy limit a little bit lower, perhaps get the optimal entry so that you don't have to incur that drawdown and you can collect even more pips? Or you could just simply enter right away, not have to worry about if you miss the trade or feel like you have to chase the trade because it's still within the ideal entry, and you can still collect 50 to 70 pips. Obviously, past performance is not indicative of future results, but I'd say collecting 120 pips to start the week on a Sunday is pretty good. And with that in mind, that's all that I'm really going to talk about on the AUD/USD. I'll flip over to the Euro AUD really quick. And again, guys, if you have questions about anything, you can feel free to ask. This is more of just like a signal recap session. The Euro AUD chart that I have is quite messy, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just remove all drawings like you guys saw me do on the AUD/USD last week. And again, if you take anything from this lesson, let it be this. Let it be that there's absolutely no need for greed. There's no need for fear, so long as you trade your plan. If you don't have a plan, you should create a plan. What's good for you? I have some standard guidelines that I like to follow, and often, many times when new traders are talking to me about their account size and what should they risk, what type of lot should they take, how should they maximize their earning potential and the time that they're putting into the charts and their analysis. And what I like to tell them, obviously it's going to vary on your account size, but let's just say you're starting with a $200 account. Okay, so you could take a very aggressive approach and you could aim to collect, let's say, 500 pips in a week trading a mini lot, a 0.1. And with that in mind, you could potentially be making 500 bucks in a week. If you're looking to risk, say, 10% of your account, you could have a maximum drawdown on that mini lot of about 20 pips. And, that's not very much. But at the same time, if you're looking for those sniper entries, those best possible optimal entries, often you'll find that it's about the 25 to 30 pip range that you'll be looking beyond the original price suggested. So just keep that in mind. If you're trading, a little bit more conservatively, trading like 0.05, and you're looking to have that same scenario, 500 pips in a week, you can still be pulling in about $250. And again, this isn't saying that you're going to do this or you're not going to do this. This is just hypothetical numbers. You could literally write it down and do the math out yourself. But same scenario, and it would allow for a little bit more drawdown. You can have about 40 pips drawdown on that. So if you do have a smaller account, I wouldn't necessarily recommend trading anything over a mini lot right now. This is something that is not a get rich quick. This is something that you gradually build over time. If you're looking to create long-term wealth, if you're looking to bring your trading to the next level, and perhaps you don't even have the capital that you'd like to start with, for me, just take this advice and demo. Demo, practice, get your technique down, get your confidence down, and really just at the end of the day, focus on whatever it is that you feel you need to do to take your trading mindset to the level that it should be. We here at the trading community, we are wise and profitable traders who make confident decisions based off of our analysis. And there's absolutely no reason that you shouldn't be that person. You absolutely have the tools, you have the resources, you have access to the education and the pro community to inspire you, to give you insight on your ideas. And you can do that just simply within the trading community. But with that in mind, like Tommy was saying, he posted up a couple nice analysis in our group, and I know I'm kind of delaying on putting stuff up here on the chart, but I feel that it's extremely important to take action. You can only study so much, but if you're not applying the information, what value does that bring? If you're not actually putting it to use, using it to your advantage, you're not going to gain very much from that. So back to the chart now. The Euro AUD, we did send out a signal at market open as well. So market open, I'll just make it nice and easy for you guys to see. That's right here. And the signal was to sell it at 151 or higher. So I'll throw a little price level in once again. This is a little bit high, but we're going to fix it. And we'll just keep it consistent with the colors. And entry. So 151 or higher. So as you can see, if you had entered when the market first opened, you could have potentially had about a 57 pip drawdown. And for those of you guys who have analyzed the Euro AUD, for those of you who have traded it with us in the past, you're gonna be able to see that it's a much more volatile pair than the AUD USD. And some people like the volatility. Others find it's maybe a little bit too much. If you're finding that you can't even go to the bathroom without checking your phone to see how your positions are doing every 5 minutes, then perhaps you're risking too much for your account. Perhaps you should just tone down that lot size just a little bit, and you're going to be able to find that you feel much better. So again, we had some little bit of drawdown. We also had several hours. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 11 hours where you could have entered this trade. And the first target was simply right about here at 150, 500. So I'll draw again a nice little price level, make it green and congruent. And when it comes to your trades, the whole purpose of why I'm even doing this right now, why I'm basically showing you what happened with the trade, maybe you haven't looked at it yourself, maybe this is your first time being exposed to trading, Maybe you just want an idea of what could happen in the next couple of hours. You're still holding on to your positions. And, again, it's always good to go back and reflect on your trades. So this was target 1. We'll make that visible. And you can see, again, it was clearly hit. And we also hit that this morning right around when New York session opened. We had potentially, if you're somebody who analyzes the 200 moving average, you could have re-entered on a buy here, collected a quick 52 pips, and we had some nice solid rejection right at that first target. So again, it's going to depend on your trading style and how much time you're putting into the charts. And that's really going to vary, with how you maximize your trades. But for someone like myself who this week, last week as well, I haven't really been on the charts too much, and that's just because I've been focused on other things. That doesn't mean to say that I still can't go and collect, 70 pips here, 50 pips on the AUDUSD, start my week off with 120 pips. That's 120 pips more than a lot of traders make. And with that in mind, guys, what could potentially happen next on the Euro AUD? We're sitting right at this 1.5 level, basically right on top of the moving average. We are just looking at the 1 hour chart and we're extremely zoomed in. So let's take a little bit of a look out. Let's go to the daily and let's see where we're at. So for those of you who have been trading this for a while with us, you'll know that with the volatility on this pair, it can be a little bit extended beyond what you may expect. As you can see on the daily, we're having some nice rejection off the 200 moving average. And although we don't necessarily rely on indicators for our trading, my chart is very basic right now. We have literally one moving average and we're already in a trade. Myself personally, I collected profit on this position, but I do have an original swing, just like on the AUD-USD. I have a sell position on the Euro AUD at 149,646. So let me just go and draw that in. And again, it's just easier for me to actually type out price, swing. We'll make it blue. And let's put that up. So this was something that I've been in since the first. So right here on this candle, this was technically a beautiful sell. I could have collected about 110 pips, but we're still holding on to that right now. Again, because it is a swing and I have lower ideas in mind. Just from a quick glance, the 145 zone could be a nice area to take profit on that swing. Even the 1467, in this whole little area going on right here. I'm not even going to go into a crazy analysis today, guys. I did just want to reinforce the idea of the earning potential with these trades. And if you're not taking these trades, you need to ask yourself why. Why are you not confident enough to execute on these? If I get a message from you 2 hours into the trade and there's 10 pips of drawdown and you're wondering if you should hold your position or close it out, I can't be the one to answer that for you. I personally am willing to incur a 10 pip drawdown, even a 20 or 30 pip drawdown, depending on my lot size, in order to see the trade through, see the analysis play out. And when you have not only your analysis, but an additional confirmation with the software, it's extremely powerful. And with the Euro AUD in mind, again, same idea as the AUD-USD, how I wouldn't be surprised to see that pair in particular go back down to like the 7575 zone. I'm going to actually be putting a buy limit there and perhaps sending out a pushover to our members just so that if they weren't able to come on this call, they're going to be getting that alert. But with the Euro AUD. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see this have a little bit of rejection here at this 200, maybe come back up to like the 153 or a little bit higher, come back into these candles, take some of the orders if somebody's put a stop or whatever. And I mean, realistically speaking, it wouldn't even be surprising to see us come all the way back to this first target. Not necessarily seeing the price close there, but seeing the price do something like these candles over here did, come up, just wick into it and close, maybe down here at the 200. And these ideas, I mean, it's simply my opinion. If you guys have counter analysis, if you guys think I'm completely crazy for feeling this way and having a long-term bias to the downside on the Euro AUD and a long-term bias to the upside on the AUD USD, just quickly flipping back to the AUD USD, as you guys saw, I have a strong intuitive feeling that we will see price sooner or later, and I'm anticipating by May up at this 773, 7735 zone. And whether the price is actually going to close up there or whether it's going to just go into that zone and then have a strong rejection like over here, that time will tell. And that's the beauty of the market. It truly is a piece of art that with every moment, it's unique. With every single second that passes, it's never going to be the same. It's never going to react in the exact same way. And, maybe the trade just stalls out at this 7,600 zone for the next couple of hours. It doesn't come back down to the 7,575 area, and then it just continues going up. Maybe it comes down to this zone, just completely goes through it and comes all the way back to the 7.2 level. Like, there are so many scenarios, there are so many possibilities, but at the end of the day, line up the probabilities, see what makes sense for you, and just aim to put the most probable scenarios in your favor. So I am done, with that whole little trade idea. Again, if you guys have any questions, you can feel free to ask. I haven't really seen any come through, so I feel like we're all good. With, again, everything, the events coming up this week, community session, 4 o'clock tomorrow. And we also are going to be trading the Bank of Canada monetary policy statement with Eddie Batteri live on Wednesday. The statement itself comes out at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we're going to be hopping on about 15-20 minutes beforehand. So just make sure that you guys check it out. The event is up on the Trade-In fan page, and it's also posted in the chat. So you can go, you can just register there. It's absolutely free to join. You can invite your friends, invite other traders who you maybe know are trading this event. And I anticipate this to be something like NFP. However, we just got to see. We really just have to see. And I imagine that you all are having an abundant and prosperous day. And with that being said, I am out. So we'll see you guys on the session tomorrow if you're a pro member for the community, and we will see all of you on Wednesday.